Ice Cube has come out and given everybody some brutal truth. Caitlin Clark got a $5 million offer from Ice Cube's Big 3 League.
Ice Cube was walking through the airport.
I remember you famously made an offer to Caitlin Clark.
It was just to unlock millions of dollars for the league because of her stardom, what our sponsors was telling us.
Caitlin Clark got the offer. Angel Reese didn't because Angel Reese doesn't move the needle.
You know, they didn't tell us the same thing about Angel Reese. So if we can make that same offer, because it won't have the same impact to the league.
Angel Reese was not going to be able to bring in the amount of eyes.
Caitlin Clark is the big rave.
Ice Cube just made it official. Caitlin Clark gets the multi-million-dollar offer, while Angel Reese gets nothing.
Sorry, Angel Reese, the $5 million offer was only for Caitlin Clark. And the Big 3 honcho said that there will be no deal put in front of Angel Reese.
Why? Because one is a business goldmine, and the other isn't moving the needle. Comment 100% if you support Caitlin Clark getting what she deserves.
I don't think you can have a more great role model than Caitlin Clark.
When Ice Cube publicly extended a groundbreaking $5 million offer to Caitlin Clark,
I remember you famously made an offer to Caitlin Clark.
Ice Cube confirmed the $5 million offer he made to Clark. When asked, he simply replied, quote, "Yeah, we did."
it wasn't just a contract, it was a message. This wasn't a regular deal. It included a $10 million salary over 2 years, a percentage of merchandise sales, equity in the Big 3 League, and even ownership in a documentary project about the league's evolution, all tied to Caitlin Clark.
Cube initially sent the offer Clark's way when she was an Iowa Hawkeye. She would have only needed to have played in 8 regular season games and potentially 2 playoff games.
This wasn't just payment. It was an invitation to become a partner in reshaping the future of basketball.
Now, the thing with Caitlin Clark...
Why Clark? Simple. She's a proven draw. Her 2023 NCAA championship run shattered records with nearly 25 million viewers.
Her 2023 NC2A championship run drew nearly 25 million viewers, while her rookie season with the Fever boosted televised game averages to 1.18 million.
She wasn't just scoring from the logo. She was making history and turning women's basketball into must-watch television. Sponsors saw that. Networks saw that. And Ice Cube, he listened.
TMZ asked Ice Cube about the offer. If y'all remember, before Caitlin Clark got drafted, Ice Cube offered Caitlin Clark supposedly $5 million, supposedly whatever, to join the Big 3 League.
Before making the offer, Cube didn't just go with a hunch. He sat down with corporate sponsors, ran the numbers,
What our sponsors was telling us.
Right.
and made a calculated business move. The verdict was unanimous. Caitlin Clark could bring a massive financial return.
It was just to unlock millions of dollars for the league because of her stardom.
Ice Cube was walking through the airport. He started asking Cube, well, what about offering her the $5 million that you offered Caitlin Clark? And Cube said that was just because she could have unlocked millions of dollars for the league, for his league. And he said that he was going off of what his sponsors were telling him.
One meeting with her could unlock attendance, boost merchandise, increase ratings, and give the Big 3 League national attention like never before. Let's not forget, the Big 3 has always featured former NBA stars like Dwight Howard, Lance Stevenson, and Joe Johnson.
Opportunities.
Yeah, we got some great players, Lance Stevenson, Dwight Howard. It's great. Wesley Johnson's been great. Montrezl Harrell been great. The league has been, it's been must-see TV.
But they never had that spark, that one headline maker who could catapult the league into mainstream culture. Caitlin Clark was the missing piece. The sponsorship dollars, media attention, and brand deals were practically lining up.
The Big 3 was routinely getting bigger ratings than the WNBA. Caitlin Clark could generate a massive financial impact
before the ink could even hit the paper. Here's the kicker. She didn't even accept the offer.
Ice Cube threw a big offer out to Caitlin Clark, and he believes she entertained it. However, he also believes he was blocked from literally being able to sit down and talk to Caitlin Clark by her agents.
But even her declining the deal made bigger headlines than most WNBA games.
She, of course, ultimately turned down the deal and went on to sign with the Indiana Fever.
Once they chose her to be the golden girl, Caitlin Clark's stock went up. So Ice Cube felt like, man, well, she's a hot commodity and the sponsors wanted her, so let's go after her.
That's power. That's influence. And that's why Ice Cube was willing to put millions on the table for her. Because in the business of basketball, it's not just about skill. It's about who brings the spotlight, who fills the seats, and who moves the market. And right now, no one does that like Caitlin Clark. While Caitlin Clark was offered millions, headlines, and ownership stakes, Angel Reese didn't even get a phone call.
But what about Angel Reese? You think she could ball out?
Angel Reese fans are gonna be pissed.
And that wasn't by accident.
Caitlin Clark got the offer. Angel Reese didn't, because Angel Reese doesn't move the needle.
When TMZ confronted Ice Cube at LAX about the glaring absence of an offer for Angel Reese, his response was calm but cutting. The sponsors didn't tell us the same thing about Angel Reese.
They didn't tell us the same thing about Angel Reese.
That's it. That's the whole story.
Sorry, Angel Reese, the $5 million offer was only for Caitlin Clark. And the Big Three honcho said that there will be no deal put in front of Angel Reese.
In business, decisions are driven by data, not feelings.
Yeah, she's a great player. The thing with Caitlin Clark, it was just to unlock millions of dollars for the league because of her stardom, what our sponsors was telling us.
Right.
They didn't tell us the same thing about Angel Reese.
And the numbers told a brutal truth. Angel Reese is not a profitable investment. Despite her media hype and massive online following, Angel Reese doesn't generate revenue at the level sponsors demand.
According to the media, when the Chicago Bravado are on the road traveling to dumps across the WNBA, tickets are hot, hot, hot.
She might be a social media star, but as Ice Cube bluntly put it, this isn't the WNBA. This is real business. The Big Three doesn't get bailed out by the NBA or subsidized by billion-dollar partners. Every dollar spent needs to be returned or multiplied. Corporate America didn't believe Angel Reese could deliver that return.
Some people were upset that I didn't make an offer to Angel Reese. The financial potential wasn't the same. It wasn't unlocking those dollars like it would have with Caitlin.
There was no interest, no offer, no debate. They simply didn't see the value.
I don't know if we can make that same offer.
Based on the draw, based on the type of attention that she was getting, he said that they made the offer. And he said that he did not know if they could have made that same offer. He said, I don't think we could have made that same offer for Angel Reese.
And it shows in the numbers. When Reese played against teams without Caitlin Clark on the floor, the ratings plummeted. One ABC broadcast of the Chicago Sky, Reese's team, was so underwhelming that network ratings weren't even released. 2 weeks later, still nothing. Meanwhile, Clark's games with the Indiana Fever pulled in over 2.1 million viewers, a number that even outperformed some MLB and NHL games. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. Let's dig deeper. Angel Reese is often painted as a star because of her charisma, self-branding, and controversial persona.
I thought Angel Reese was a big deal. I thought she was a box office draw. According to her pretend friends in the mainstream media, Angel Reese is a huge star.
Like calling herself Bayou Barbie, Double Double Barbie, and even Miss Double Trouble.
Angel Reese is so important. She is the only player in the WNBA with dozens of aliases.
But all those aliases and slogans haven't translated into ticket sales or TV viewers.
Angel Reese has so many aliases, she could fill the entire roster.
As one analyst said, she looks like a star, she talks like a star, but the public isn't buying into it.
Over the last couple of years, Angel Reese has been one of the best illusions in the WNBA. Bayou Barbie has been one of the premier fantasies.
And maybe that's why she's never sold out a single WNBA home game, unless Caitlin Clark was playing against her. See the pattern? This isn't about race. It's not about personal dislike. Ice Cube didn't insult Reese. In fact, he called her a great player.
You know, she's pretty solid.
Yeah, she's a great player.
But greatness in sport doesn't always translate into business success.
No one else believes it. No one is biting into the shit sandwich.
You can be talented and still not be marketable.
Angel Reese looks like a star. She presents herself as a star. Her pretend friends in the media try desperately to convince us that she is a star.
The two aren't always connected. Caitlin Clark is both. Angel Reese is not.
Every great player is not worth $5 million. They may not be as marketable.
Even with all the noise around her college championship win, Reese hasn't moved the WNBA needle.
They're already losing. They're already one of the worst teams in pretend basketball.
Her game is still developing. Her efficiency is inconsistent, and her absence on the court doesn't impact attendance or ratings. And Ice Cube, a man who's built a multi-million-dollar league from scratch, can't afford to bet big on vibes and hashtags. He needs results. He needs return.
I think we can make that same offer because it won't have the same impact to the league.
Let's also acknowledge the uncomfortable truth. A big part of Angel Reese's fame came from her rivalry with Caitlin Clark. It was the taunting, the ring celebration, and the media storm that followed, not her stats or on-court dominance, that put her in the spotlight. And ironically, that spotlight still depends on Caitlin Clark being part of the picture.
And I'm not sure if Angel Reese would have wanted to be a part. I think Angel Reese is part of some other league that plays when they're not playing in the WNBA.
Without Caitlin, the cameras turn away, the buzz dies down, the ticket sales stall. So when people ask, why didn't Angel Reese get the same $5 million offer? The answer is brutally simple. She doesn't bring the business. There's no emotion in that decision, no politics, no shade, just numbers. Ice Cube made a choice based on value, marketability, and long-term growth. And when his sponsors ran the numbers, Angel Reese just didn't make the cut. And maybe the most telling thing of all, Angel Reese didn't even ask for the opportunity. She's been silent. She knows her brand isn't delivering real economic firepower, at least not yet.
They can release everyone else and just pay Angel Reese.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, she didn't have to ask. The deal came to her. Let's be honest. Sports is no longer just about who can score, rebound, or play defense. It's about who can move culture, move products, and most importantly, move money.
Maybe somebody can't draw as well as somebody else. We already know that. Ice Cube just told you that.
And that's where Ice Cube's decision becomes a masterclass in business strategy. When Ice Cube offered Caitlin Clark an unprecedented deal, $5 million, merchandising rights, ownership, a documentary cut, he wasn't thinking like a basketball fan. He was thinking like a CEO.
Caitlin Clark is the big rave.
And in business, emotion is the enemy of profit. This wasn't about choosing favorites. It wasn't about who's flashier or louder on social media. It was about return on investment, ROI.
We sat down, looked at the actual figures. Angel Reese was not going to be able to bring in the amount of eyes.
And in every measurable business metric, viewership, merchandise, attendance, media buzz, Caitlin Clark dominates. Let's break it down. Before Ice Cube put any money on the table, he sat down with sponsors, the lifeblood of his league. Sponsors aren't influenced by headlines or Twitter trends. They look at consumer behavior, engagement metrics, and brand alignment. And their message was loud and clear. Caitlin Clark is a safe bet.
Sponsors assured him Clark coming to his organization would rake in cash hand over fist. But, quote, they didn't tell us the same thing about Angel Reese.
She brings attention, She brings fans, she sells. Angel Reese, she wasn't even mentioned. No sponsor was willing to back that kind of investment for her. That's not disrespect, it's market data. And if you're running a privately funded league like the Big Three, where every dollar counts, you don't ignore that data. The WNBA might operate with subsidies from the NBA and corporate diversity pledges, but Ice Cube's Big Three doesn't have that safety net. If he writes a $5 million check, he needs to know it'll bring in $10 million or more.
We talk about real. We talk about keeping it real. He had to make a business decision. He can't put himself in a position like the WNBA.
That's why he said, this isn't the WNBA. We don't have the luxury of losing money. Caitlin Clark is a ratings magnet, period. Her college championship game drew nearly 10 million more viewers than the men's final. Her first WNBA games brought ABC their highest women's basketball ratings in history. Every arena she enters, sold out. Every time her name trends, ticket prices surge. Now compare that to Angel Reese. Games without Clark? Ratings plunge.
No Caitlin Clark, WNBA better start watching those ratings down the drain.
One ABC broadcast featuring Reese's Chicago Sky didn't even release its viewership numbers. A telling silence in the TV world. Even in her hometown games, she hasn't sold out seats without Clark being present. This isn't shade, this is fact. Caitlin Clark is what the industry calls a tentpole talent, someone you can literally build an entire league around. She doesn't just raise interest, she raises the floor and ceiling for everyone involved. Every team that plays her gets more exposure. Every player guarding her gets more attention. Every broadcast featuring her gets more ad revenue. She's not just in the spotlight, she is the spotlight. And that's why Ice Cube was willing to bend the rules for her. His league is traditionally male, former NBA players, physical play. But Caitlin's draw was so strong.
I remember you famously made an offer to Caitlin Clark.
It was just to unlock millions of dollars for the league because of her stardom. What our sponsors was telling us, they didn't tell us the same thing about Angel Reese. So if we can make that same offer, because it won't have the same impact to the league.
That even the idea of her playing against men was seen as viable, that's never happened before. That's historic. Meanwhile, even Reese's most loyal fans couldn't make the case for her in that context. She's a strong, tough player, no doubt. But strong isn't enough if you can't fill seats or draw viewers. That's what makes this business cold. A lot of people reacted emotionally. Why not give Reese the same offer? Why is Clark the only one getting big deals? Is this about race? Let's be real. Business is not about fairness. It's about value. Ice Cube didn't say Angel Reese was unworthy. In fact, he praised her as a great player. But greatness and profitability don't always align. Just ask any Olympic gold medalist who still has to work a regular job. Just ask any WNBA veteran who's never gotten a national commercial. Just ask any dominant athlete who can't sell a jersey. It's harsh, but it's the truth. Skills may earn you a highlight reel. Marketability earns you the check. And Caitlin Clark has that rare blend: talent, timing, and traction. She's humble but confident. She's a scorer and a leader. She's clean-cut, yet intense. Brands love her. Fans adore her. And leagues want her. Angel Reese, she's talented. She's fiery. But her appeal is more niche.
Caitlin Clark got the offer. Angel Reese didn't, because Angel Reese doesn't move the needle.
More regional. More divisive. In a world where sponsors want safe bets and wide reach, she's simply not the business pick right now. Some called him a sellout. Some said he betrayed his community. Others accused him of favoritism. But here's the truth. Ice Cube is playing chess while others play checkers. He knows his league needs a spark, not controversy. He needs growth, not applause. He needs profits, not politics. So he made a strategic choice to pursue the one athlete who could change the trajectory of his entire operation, Caitlin Clark. Whether she said yes or no didn't matter. The move itself showed vision, guts, and cold business acumen. And by contrast, not offering Reese anything showed he's not interested in performative equity. He's building a legacy. and he's only cutting checks that make sense.
This was a money move. Ice Cube looking at it as a businessman, and I think a lot of people are caught up in the whole Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark thing. Caitlin Clark, she has a different kind of audience because she white. You know what I'm saying? She white. She from the Midwest. You know, her style, everybody likes the logo 3. So it was going to generate, if she would have joined the big 3.
At the end of the day, this isn't about who's louder online or who's trending on social media. It's about who delivers results. Ice Cube didn't reject Angel Reese to make a statement. He simply followed the numbers, and the numbers all pointed to Caitlin Clark. She's not just a basketball player. She's a business powerhouse, a ratings machine, and a once-in-a-generation brand. Whether you love her or not, the truth is clear. She earns the spotlight. She earns the offers. She earns the millions. So while others chase controversy, Caitlin Clark keeps chasing greatness. And everyone who bets on her wins. If you stand with Caitlin Clark and believe she deserves every dollar, every deal, every headline, drop a 100% in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, because this story is far from over.